Okay. We finished the contest and we are at the Lighthouse this time. Okay, I hope I did this right then. It's the Lighthouse. I'm kind of surprised. This place holds a lot of memories for me and it's really close to my heart, but I don't think Rachel would know that. I crane my neck to look up at the tall white tower, overcome by a rush of memories. Chloe and I, we used to come up here all the time when we were little. We would play pirates here on the cliff. I made some of my best childhood memories right here, right where I'm standing now. Just being up here, looking out of the ocean and listening to the waves, takes me back to that time. But it's not the same. Realizing that plants a sweet sort of sadness in my chest. These sad feelings aren't really depressing. They're just sort of there, like they're a part of me. I just never noticed before. I guess this is what growing up is. For several minutes, Rachel and I just stand there. Whatever she's thinking about must be important to her, too, because she's completely silent. We wandered towards the burned out old fire pit and towards the bench. I carefully run my hand over the worn wood, keeping my eyes down. The sun glaring off the ocean is actually too bright to look at directly. It's her that speaks first. It always feels like something is calling to me here. Maybe it's the wind. Especially on the cliff or the viewing deck. Rachel is looking out to the ocean as she speaks. There's a faraway look in her eyes, and suddenly I'm no longer caught in my own thoughts. Chloe and I used to go up to the deck all the time when we were little. My smile falters and fades when I remember that the deck is no longer accessible. For whatever reason, the local authorities cut off access to it shortly before I left for Seattle. I guess we can't do that now. I know. Rachel gives me a quick glance. She's told me, Chloe always had a lot of things to say about you. I wanted to meet you for the longest time. I think about Chloe, the unlikely thread that has led and tied me to Rachel like fate. Chloe and I do have a lot of good memories together, and I know that you guys do too. I wish I could have been there to make them with you both. The sadness inside me swells, but for some reason it's warming. But right now, I feel like I'm here with you at the exact right time, in the exact right place. Rachel turns and gives me a look that lingers, before she steps closer to the edge of the cliff. The shining water below reflects white hot up onto her face, like a sunbeam on a mirror. You stole my line. It's more like what was the word we used on Monday? Synergy, a wavelength, a connection. Rachel is still staring at me intensely. I've become used to her searching gaze and how unreadable it can be, but I still blush, looking away. So you want to have a photo shoot here? This is the one place in this town where it feels like the work goes on forever. I mean, look at it. I turn to look in the direction of Rachel's sweeping arm. She's motioning to the town laid out below us, so small from up here, and that I could cup it in my hand. Up here, it feels like none of that even matters. I nod slowly. By that, I know Rachel doesn't mean the people or the things in Arcadia Bay. She means the way it all makes her feel. You're really fearless, Rachel. I'm working on it. Rachel steps back from the cliff and offers me a smile. Do you want to go up to the deck? Surprised, I stare at her. But we're not allowed. It's locked. That's not what I asked. Rachel walks towards the door. There's a big "Do Not Enter" sign on it, along with a rusty sliding bolt. She grabs hold of it, and with a heave of some determined wiggling, forces it open, before stepping back and offering me an encouraging smile. I catch my breath. This is definitely not allowed, but Rachel has proven to have a knack for making me brave and excited. This reminds me of the time where I was in Scotland, and there was like this walking trail where it's like overlooks down a huge waterfall, and I wanted to take a photo of like myself looking on the edge of the cliff. Is it a cliff? Like looking down at the cliff beside the waterfall. So it's a really nice shot actually. But you can't really go beyond a point. Like there was a fence or something that says like do not go past this area because it's really dangerous. But I went over it anyway, and I sat on the edge of the waterfall. My cousin was with me and she was totally shocked. Yeah, she called me crazy because there was a really huge chance that I could have slipped and fallen off the waterfall and possibly died. I admit that's kind of brave of me to do. But hey, I'm still alive here. Take chances, right? I know it's kind of stupid too. Oh well. Okay. The trip up the spiraling staircase is way longer and more exhausting than I remember. Every now and then, Rachel looks over her shoulder to make sure that I'm keeping up. Once we reach the top, Rachel leans into the railing. There's an expression of serenity on her face that I've never seen before. When I look out onto the ocean from here, it feels like I could just take off. But if I do that, where will I end up? I haven't got a fucking clue. I don't know either, Rachel, but we can't see the world outside if we never even try to get there. I get the sense that we're not just talking about Arcadia Bay now. The walls of the cage I'm describing, in my heart, I know they're ephemeral. I think Rachel knows it too. Yeah, everything's gonna be okay, isn't it? Yes, absolutely. I blurt out far louder than I mean to, but with a firmness that is entirely intentional. I continue cautiously, speaking softer. I was always scared of going for what I wanted. Even getting accepted to Blackwell was terrifying. I thought so many times about just not coming. Not because I was scared to face Chloe again. Dissecting this part for myself is a little painful. It also feels like uncovering a wound and finally letting it breathe. I know there are millions of people out there just like me who also want to become famous artists, and there's probably not enough room for all of us. Even all throughout this week, sometimes I was convinced that I shouldn't even try to enter the contest. Rachel, I've never met anyone like you before. Even if you aren't always sure of who you are or what you want, even when you're scared, you're still trying. You work hard every day, trying to find one way or another. So yeah, like you said, everything's gonna be okay. Rachel leans into the railing. Her head is tipped down, her long hair covering her face, so that I can't tell what she's thinking or feeling. I want to find the real me, but I feel trapped and it's like no one can see it. I reach out to touch Rachel on the shoulder and she looks over at me. I see it. I see you. If you feel alone in a crowd, you're not anymore, for whatever that's worth. No one's ever really alone. I want to say, you helped me realize that. But I keep those words to myself when I see it written all over Rachel's face that she already understands. She just needed a bit of affirmation. I'm going to take that offer. She says it so abruptly and so firmly that it stuns me a little. You're going to say yes? Yeah, I'm going to live for myself. Not anyone else. Not anymore. Maybe I'll end up changing my mind. Maybe it won't work out and I'll hate it. But if I don't take it, then it's like securing my failure. I'll regret it for the rest of my life. So I'm saying yes. That's what you would do, isn't it? I tighten my hands against the railing. The way Rachel talks to me, I barely recognize myself. Does she really think I'm someone that brave? If that's what she sees in me, maybe it's true. She definitely makes me feel that way. Go for it. I say it with as much strength as I can muster, closing my eyes and turning my face towards the sun. Yeah, I think that's what I would do too. Spending time with you has made me think that I am capable of a lot more than I thought. But I think I would have felt this way even if we hadn't won the contest. I turned to look at her again. Actually, I know it. I'm going to take every opportunity that comes my way. The more I speak, the more I realize I'm not just trying to live up to her praise or impress her. I truly feel this way. Deep in the bottom of my heart, I know that I felt this way all along. I really do want to keep collaborating with you. Not just because our teacher said so, I just want to be around you. Whether or not we're creating something. So you like me? She says it very bluntly. It's not really a question. A moment passes, and then another. I slowly unfreeze. I think so. But that doesn't sound quite right. I mean, I do. I just wanted to hear you say it. So it's not just in my head. I feel a sense of vertigo, and it's not just because we were standing up so high. My face is burning, and I can't believe I just admitted that to Rachel, and yet, I feel completely fine about it. I look out to the horizon, watching the waves come in far below us. This feeling is completely new to me, and the unknown, like the future, can be terrifying. But maybe it's not a bad thing to feel scared sometimes. To be braced for what's going to come, to try to be ready to see it through. The silence that has settled between us is warm and comfortable. I feel weightless and dreamy just staring out towards the ocean with Rachel at my side. I know that I'll probably be leaving soon, but before I go, maybe we could do something together. A photo shoot? We can come right back here. I'll bring a bunch of film and something like that. Rachel's hand lifts to touch her feather earring. There's a strangely anxious look on her face. Suddenly I understand that she's not talking about a photo shoot. That's not really what it's about. There are some things that I've never thought about a whole lot. Like how good it can feel to just enjoy being around another person. How much it matters to speak and to be heard. Just you and me then, no camera. Rachel's hand slides across the railing and clutches at mine. However things turn out for me, I'm not going to let myself regret any of it. And you know what? I still want more. I want to keep being selfish and feeling these feelings. With you. Oh my gosh, she's crying. I didn't know she was that emotional. Maybe she is deep inside. I think she is. Like, I don't know, by the way she writes her letters to Chloe and Frank. I think she is quite an emotional person, but she doesn't really show it. I think I want that too, Rachel. Rachel finally turns towards me and lets go of my hands, only to step closer, grasping at my shoulder. Can I kiss you? At any other time, with any other person, I think I might feel shocked. But right now, nodding my head and reaching out for Rachel seems like the most natural thing in the world. Rachel's face lights up, far more brilliant than the sun on the water. Aw, that's so cute. She reaches out for me, laughing, and cups my face like she's creating something precious. My hands find a natural fit against the curve of her waist. I've been waiting to do this. Me too. When our mouths join, it's not perfect. I've never had a real kiss before, not like this. My lips collide with hers a little roughly, and I just barely manage to avoid scraping her with my teeth. But Rachel is so patient and soft, her laughter caught in the back of her throat, warming me. She and I couldn't be more different. But we also couldn't be any more similar. We were both so caught up in our own reflections that we never thought to look past the mirror. It's strange how life works sometimes. When we pull apart, it's not very far. Rachel closes her eyes and rests her forehead against mine. I know that nothing's really changed. The sun is still going to rise and set. The tide will still come in, and Rachel and I are going to have to keep coping with all the things that makes us doubt ourselves to begin with. And the future is still something we're going to have to shape. But it's like the whole world has tilted in a new direction. It's the same, but I'm just seeing it from a new point of view. It feels like the stars Rachel's believed in all her life have been right this whole time. Are you gonna miss me? Yeah, but I'll wait as long as it takes, and I'll be here when you get back. I might even join you there. Rachel draws her breath softly. I can feel the warmth of it against my mouth, and then she kisses me again, and the world stays tilted sideways, revealing to me the truth hidden in plain sight. It's not the past that matters, it's not the future either. What matters is to live and also to be present in the moment, to be real, to be able to look around and know that I've never really been alone, to be able to be heard when I say, I'm here, I see you, we're alive. Wow, that was pretty deep in terms of the relationship. I really did not expect that from a Rachel route. I mean, like, out of the four girls we get to play as, Chloe, Kate, Victoria, Rachel, Max has interacted with all of them in the game. And for some reason, I really like this route. I know I say like I like Kate's route because of the chemistry and the build-up of the romance. The pace seems good, but for some reason, the chemistry here between Rachel and Max, although Max has never actually interacted with Rachel, or we barely know anything about Rachel in the game, I feel like the portrayal of Rachel in this is so... Well, I can't say it's accurate. None of us can say that it's accurate because we don't really know Rachel Amber. We only know her from what Chloe tells us, what people tell us, and what we find in the game, like clues. And that's exactly what we mean. Like, we only know Rachel Amber as what people tell us. Nobody knows who Rachel is. And Max doesn't know who Rachel is until she actually meets her and gets to know her. And I think that's the point of this route. The mystery behind Rachel Amber is like, okay, this is like a fan-made game, so anything goes. You can write Rachel as whoever you want to be, which is kind of like role-playing, but yeah. I just like how Max and Rachel are kind of different, but they also have like insecurities and they can still relate to one another. I think that's a really not interesting relationship. Actually, it's a really good relationship, a healthy one and a very understandable one. It's a kind of a beautiful relationship. I really like that chemistry and that correlation between them. And yeah, like I always thought that Rachel had these insecurities about having pressure on her, being like perfection, like a perfect person in everyone else's eyes, but I kind of know how that feels. Like, I've had high expectations my whole life, and people expected great things from me, and I'm still human, and you know, like, we feel all this pressure in our lives, so yeah. I still like how they managed to still keep some of the mystery behind Rachel, but also reminding me that she's just, you know, human. Not some mythical creature or something. And how many times they had like some mentions of the ethereal world that Rachel's in, like she's dead or something, although she's not. And I can see how like Max can empathize with Rachel. It's nice that they actually put that in the story. And it just makes sense because like Max and Rachel, like they're photographer and muse, so they're kind of compatible. So it's a really interesting romance. Like Victoria and Rachel, like both photographers, which is also interesting. Kate and Max though, like what are the aesthetics? They're both nice, and Max is kind of judgmental, and Kate kind of sees the good in everyone. But I don't know, maybe I'm blinded by Kate's route because it was so cute. And like Kate is so sweet. And yeah, I really think that this Amberfield has good character writing. It's just really good character writing, and the relationship bonding into the initiation, I think it's actually, well, you know, like it's kind of similar as how Save Chloe ending in the game is, like the actual game, like imagining all the possibilities of romance for like Max and Rachel. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this. Yeah, I also just like all the, I don't know, it just feels really rich. This route feels really rich to me. There's a lot of material in it, and like I think the final say after the kiss, like the kind of deep talk is really good. Like not being afraid to take chances, which is what Rachel is always being exposed to, and Max has to learn that. And just yeah. Okay, so let's talk about, I'm gonna do the review for the other routes too. So, okay, so Marshfield, Kate, and Max. Okay, I think that was a really good route. If I had to rank right now, I really like Rachel's route, so maybe I'll put Rachel first, then Kate, Victoria, and I think I'll talk about Victoria's route first because I'm kind of bothered by it. Okay, so Victoria's route. Okay, for Chasefield, I feel like there was some lack of emotional connection and in the build-up between Max and Victoria. And I don't know, like Victoria, it doesn't feel like Victoria, whatever's portrayed. I don't know, it's like something is off about it. It's just like she's another mean girl, and then this like suddenly jumping into this other side of her. I don't know. I can't really put it in words, I think. Let me see if I can. I think it kind of focuses more on Victoria not being much of a bitch as people think, such that she's romanceable, instead of actually focusing on Max's and Victoria's relationship and the differences and how they could be compatible, you know? Like, they did emphasize a bit about Victoria's insecurities at the end, which was a bit shown in the game, and we could have used that a lot to build up on Max's relationship, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the only way they could build up things. Like, in the game, we do know that Max and Victoria has some similarities. I wish they actually went deeper into like, okay, that part about the movie. Yeah, I guess that movie was, but I think it could have been done better. And I guess it's more of like canon chase field. How Victoria is really dominant over Max. I can see that in this in this game, and that she's not all that confident in her abilities, which also was a big thing about Victoria in the game. So I get that. So I guess that part was kind of well done, being emphasized. Yeah, for me, like chase field feels like romance built from rivalry, and I don't know about that. I'm more for like alternate chase field, the one that actually happened in the alternate timeline where Max saved William's life. So I don't know. And then for Chloe in this game, Chloe and Max, okay, prize field. Okay, so here's the thing, we actually get to dwell a lot on prize field in the game because Chloe and Max are the main characters. And you could go two ways. You can build up more on that information, or you could create something totally new with their friendship. So, okay, it sometimes gets hard to compete with that because there's already a relationship that we expect from the game. So, maybe it's hard to see for prize field, you know. There's expectations that we have that already happened in the game. But I guess Max's and Chloe's friendship is not really, I don't know, like the build up is also lacking for prize field route here. And chemistry, they seem to have chemistry, but the relationship emphasis, like how the bond between them, I feel like that there's some, I don't know, just the dialogue and stuff doesn't feel right. I'm so sorry, I'm kind of bad at explaining how I feel about this. It's really hard for me to put into words for Chloe. So yeah, I think I would rank Chloe's route last actually. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I expect a lot from, you know, being so used to seeing prize field in the game. So okay, here's my ranking though. Rachel, wait a minute, I've not spoken about Kate. So for Kate, yeah, I think I did speak about her. I think it has really good build up and chemistry. It was at a very good pace. I think it had the best pacing. Yeah. And like Kate and Max seemed possibly compatible from the beginning. Kate is just a really lovable person, and Max and Kate have been friends before. And I like that Kate is kind of like seeing the good in everyone, and Max gives Kate hope and bravery, which is what Kate needs. You know, sometimes she's all nice, but she's also very volatile and quite fragile. And I don't know, she's so adorable in this game, like how can you not? And yeah, Kate in return lets Max understand compassion and the beauty of others. So like, see, she was kind of afraid being in the hospital and seeing all the kids, and Max kind of sees, you know, the good side in things like hospitals. She was so afraid of them. Yeah, I think it was, I think the writing was really beautiful, like how, for Kate's character. And yeah, I guess I also like it because, you know, like in the game, we don't really get to see Kate beyond her being depressed and all. So we can actually see, this is kind of like Rachel, we can see more of the characters, even though this is like a fan-made game and all. But if you're really deep into the fandom, then there's a lot of things you can pull out and make it, you know, feel so legit. So I think this game in general, it was really well done. Thank you to the developers who spent so much effort and time making this. The routes are actually well done. I would maybe complain a bit about Chloe's route, but it's okay. I think, you know, you don't pay any money to play this game. It's like free, so it's just for us to enjoy as fans. It's a lot of effort, and I like the art. The art is really good. The music as well. I love the music. It's all really good music. The background music. So yeah, my final verdict: Rachel, Kate, Victoria, and I feel like Victoria and Chloe might be equal. So Victoria / Chloe, maybe the last. I feel like I like the least. So yeah, that's it. That was Love is Strange. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching me play this game. And I'm probably gonna finally move on to finishing my Michonne series. So, yep. And let me know in the comments what you think about the games and the roots. I'd love to know your opinions on this. Anyway, that's it for now. See yas!